This is Journeyman 2, recording my first ever Marvel Champions gameplay video. And what I would like to do is share some strategy and some accurate rules gameplay for anyone who is trying to learn the game for the first time, or who is trying to learn a hero better or learn how to play a scenario. And what I've picked out for us today is a hero who I often see misevaluated on discussion forums, and that is Gambit. We're going to do Gambit Justice against Expert Ultron, a villain that every player should have access to through the core box. We're not going to be mixing up any mods today, just doing the regular Ultron Expert setup with Under Attack as his mod. And we picked this matchup because I wanted to spotlight Remy's incredible strength in his alter ego ability. So here we have Thief Extraordinaire, Action, Thwart, exhaust Remy LeBeau, and look at the top two cards of the encounter deck. Discard one of those cards, remove threat from a scheme equal to the number of boost icons on that card. And this is incredibly powerful for a solo player who's only getting one boost and one encounter card every round. And so if we're looking at the top two cards and we're picking one to stay on the top, then at minimum we are selecting our boost card every single round. So if Ultron is attacking, we can make sure that we have a perfect defense lined up. If he's scheming, we can minimize the scheme. But also, if we status a villain, then they're not going to activate that round, which means they're not going to get a boost card, which means that we're going to be selecting our encounter card for that round. So what Remy is going to be doing is a lot of confusing Ultron so that we can pick the least bad encounter card for us in our situation turn after turn. And this is going to give us almost complete control over the scenario. This is also great for villains like Ultron who have activation abilities when they attack, or who do different things depending on if you're in hero form or alter ego form. So Ultron, his interrupt gets him a drone minion before he attacks every time he attacks. But if we're staying in alter ego to make use of Thief Extraordinaire, he is not going to be getting any additional drones from his ability. And there's a lot of scenarios that are like this, like Mutagen Formula and Magneto. And so between selecting our encounter card every round and ignoring the villain's activation ability, it's almost like Gambit is going to be playing in a completely separate zone from the scenario. He's going to have complete control. Now, a couple of rules things you want to take note of is this is a cost arrow. So that means everything before the arrow is a cost and everything after the arrow is an effect. And that means even if Gambit is confused, that we still have to pay the costs in order to attempt to thwart to clear that confused status. That means we get to do everything before the cost arrow as a cost to try to thwart. So even if Gambit is confused, he can still look at the top two and set one, even while removing his confused. Now everything after the cost arrow is going to be replaced by the confused, so he won't be removing threat, but this is not as powerful as selecting the encounter card for the round. Second rules note is that the Rules Reference Guide 1.5 says that to initiate an ability, we need a valid target for that ability. So a valid target for Remy's ability is a scheme with threat on it. If we have no schemes with threat on them in play, we cannot trigger Thief Extraordinaire. So for a scenario like Ultron, who has 0 starting threat, that means we're not going to be able to use a turn 1 Thief Extraordinaire or a turn 1 Creole Charmer. And this is a slight weakness for Gambit for scenarios to start with no threat, which is kind of interesting. Usually starting with no threat is a bonus for the hero. And let's go ahead and get started. So we have our deck shuffled. We're going to start with our drone minion from scheme 1B. He has no threat, drone out, and his hit points are set. We'll go ahead and draw our starting hand of 6. And Professor X is a great opener here because we can't Thief Extraordinaire. This means that the only way to get the lock started is with Professor X or Dazzler, the only two cards that can confuse outside of Creole Charmer. But we do have the starting Professor X, and we have another great starting card here, which is X Mansion. And X Mansion is going to turn our mutant educations live, so that as we're putting those Creole Charmers and those molecular accelerations back in the deck, we will be able to draw a card off of them. So resource neutral, loading our deck up with more confuses and more resources. So we might not even mulligan here. We might just go right for it. So we got X Mansion, and then 3 for Professor. And this looks like it's not going to accomplish much because we're not going to take care of this drone, and we don't have any threat to remove. But this is at least going to prevent the first stage of the main scheme from popping, and we do get a little bit of build out. So by sitting in Alter Ego, we're going to get an extra card every single turn, which is going to help us a lot for our build. Alright. Wow, so another great hand here. Forge with Genius can get us X-Jet, or it can get us Danger Room, or Utopia, or Cerebro. We will need Honorary to make use of X-Jet or Utopia in Alter Ego. But getting like Danger Room is pretty good. I mean, Cerebro is just excellent as well. I'm wondering if we can do all 3. I think we can. Genius for Forge, Thieves Guild Agility for Danger Room, and Natural Agility for Cerebro. Seems good. Unfortunately, no confuses, but can't complain too much. 1 threat on the main scheme. Ultron is confused, and then the drone schemes for 1. And counter card is Caught Off Guard. Oof, that is unfortunate. So there goes our turn 1 build, but it's alright. It's because we are going to be doing a lot of building turn 2 here. Genius for Forge. And he'll go ahead and grab us that Danger Room we were talking about. And we may as well Thief Extraordinaire here. Okay, remove all threats. Seems good. He's going to get a big boost, but I think we're just going to sacrifice the main scheme here. Forge can take out the drone. And then we will use these 2 for Danger Room, and this one for Cerebro. And importantly, Cerebro can only be played while we have mutant traits, while we're in Alter Ego. We may as well just Cerebro just to check out the top 5 here. Some Royal Flushes, an Honorary, Long Shot. So I think what we're going to do is draw a Long Shot and then just discard him so he's out of the deck, because we're not going to be able to play him from Alter Ego until we get that Honorary down, and we're not going to flip up this turn. So let's go ahead and pitch him. That's going to give us a better chance to draw into our confuses. Okay. No confuses. So we have 3 in the last 19. So we should at least get 1 each turn from now on. So 5 threat on the main is going to make it go, which just gets us a drone minion. And then this drone minion schemes for 1. And our encounter card is Invasive AI, 3 threats. And discard the top 3 of the encounter deck. X-Jets, Creole Charmer, and Blindfold. Well, we saw a Creole Charmer go, so it might be a good target to mutant education here. We'll start with Cerebro. Just see what Cerebro gets us. If we get Dazzler, that's great. Okay, Banshee. Now, Banshee is not great for the Ultron matchup because all the minions scheme for so little, but the 2 attack is valuable, and he will get a mission training here. So we're going to drop the charged card, the Royal Flush, the other charged card, and the mission training for Banshee. We're going to attach him a mission training with Danger Room, and I usually want to take the mission trainings out of the deck rather than the discard, just so we're not drawing into them and drawing into better cards instead, since we get them for free anyways. We'll go ahead and Remy. Look at the top 2. I think we might flip up this turn. Each drone minion engaged with a hero attacks, 1 boost or 0 boost in exchange for a drone minion. Well, I'm thinking I'm thinking we don't want this boost effect, so we're not going to remove any threat. We're going to let Banshee clear this side scheme. We're going to Mutant Education some cards back into our deck. Unfortunately not drawing, but that's okay. I think the only one we really want is Creole Charmer, though if we flip up, Rogue becomes a lot better as well. Let's get Rogue back in there, because we will get some charge counters to make her cheap. We will flip up and honorary ourselves to get +1 hit points. Save Forge as a blocker. And I think we are set. Okay, so one threat coming on the main, and then the forced response is going to trigger that after placing threat here during step 1, each player must choose to either place 2 threat or the top card of their deck as a drone minion. And we're going to choose the 2 threat, just because damage is not as easy to come by as thwart for this deck. Ultron is going to be attacking, so he does get a drone. We're going to block his attack with Forge. There's his boost. Forge is going away. And then the drones will hit us for 2. And then we have our obligation. Well, we're going to need this Royal Flush to get rid of the obligation, I think. Utopia, Creole Charmer. I don't think we're going to be able to afford Utopia, unfortunately. We should have gotten a charge counter last turn, so we gotta go ahead and get 2 for this turn. 1 last turn, 1 this turn. Yeah, let's start by flipping and getting rid of our obligation. We have to do that. There is no doubt about it. That's going to remove from the game. We'll Cerebro the top 5. Oh, Marvel Girl. Okay. Well, I'm thinking we should Creole Charmer and Banshee to clear the main, get a Confuse, and then next turn play Marvel Girl or Utopia. Marvel Girl with mission training here is pretty good, but we don't get that valuable Confuse. So I think we have to go for the Confuse. Banshee will clear 3. Take a damage, and then let's mission training and Utopia for Creole Charmer to clear 1 and Confuse. And then we may as well get the Guild Armor out just to thin the deck, and if we ever find ourselves in Hero again, we can block a drone for free. Alright, 1, 2, 3 on the main. Ultron is confused, the drones add 2. And then our encounter card is Drone Factory. We're going to get a 3rd drone, and then this is going to have 7 threat on it. Starting with 4, and then 1 for each drone minion. Now we do have a fairly free rogue here. We'll start with Thief Extraordinaire, as usual. 2 boosts, or 0 boosts, well. Yes, I don't think we wanted to scheme at the moment, so we'll do that. Drop 2 from the main. Banshee can clear 3 from the main. Let's Cerebro, see what the last card is here. Mutant Education. That means use one of these Dazzler. We definitely want to get her back in the shuffle. We also get Storm. We get Storm and Rogue. This is where we would really love to have Mansion out, because Mutant Education will get us back Molecular Acceleration and Creole Charmer for next turn, and still be able to play both of these allies. But I think Storm is very valuable here. Let's go ahead and get Storm out. And we will mission training her with Danger Room. She can just start dumping threat onto this acceleration scheme. or we could kill a drone. We killed 2 drones and clear the main. Oh, I see. We're going to flip up. So we're going to Mutant Education, get that molecular acceleration back, and get a Creole Charmer back. Looks like our other Creole Charmer is a drone. But when we flip up, we're going to get Rogue for only 3. Or sorry, only 1, because we have 3 charge counters. Rogue will kill 1 minion. There's Dazzler, that's great. She loses her tough. Banshee, oops. Banshee will clear 1 minion. There's Creole Charmer. Okay, those are the 2 cards we definitely want to go back in the shuffle. And then Storm can move some threat here. Well, she can just clear the entire main, so let's let her clear that and we don't move anything. And I think we are set. We are going to get an extra encounter card. 2 threat on the main. This is where staff would be really good here. Ping that drone. Now, do we want to give him another drone or 2 threat? I'm thinking 2 threat. We have plenty of thwart. And Ultron's going to be attacking for 4 exactly. Just shy of guild armor range. But we know Rogue can survive it. So we can block with Rogue. I think I like that. And we can always Mutant Education her back in. So he gets a card. The boost is 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 damage onto Rogue. The first drone we will guild armor. The second drone will let hit us for 1. Upgraded drones, not great. And under fire, also not great. Okay. Advance. He is scheming. 2, 3, 4. And android efficiency. We're going to get a 3rd drone, and they all have 2 hit points right now. Let's go ahead and get a 4th charge counter. We had natural agility in hand. We didn't need to defend with Rogue. This is a misplay. Should have looked a little bit closer at this. But that's okay. We may just overwrite Rogue with Marvel Girl and Creole Charmer. I think that might be what we do. Let's go ahead and have Storm move 2 threat off the main, add it to the side scheme, and then she removes 3. And that's going to put that into Creole Charmer range. Banshee is going to take out 1 drone. Molecular acceleration. Okay, another great Mutant Education target. We will molecular acceleration and natural agility for Marvel Girl. It's going to get us a 5th counter. Rogue is going to go back. Mission training is going back. Or actually, mission training was on Banshee, not Rogue. Okay. Marvel Girl will ping 1 more drone. We're slowly getting things back under control. And then she's going to let us get an ally to use as a resource for Creole Charmer with Cerebro. Now the only question is, do we want to take out the last drone? Wait, she only has 1 attack. So this drone is not defeated. Whoops. And also because her ability is Printed Scheme, we can't thwart the main with this. So we will just use Marvel Girl, take 2 off the side scheme. Gambit will take out a drone. I think that's maybe better than Thief Extraordinaire this round. Take out that drone. Flip down, use Cerebro. And we're going to use Longshot as a resource again. Not a lot of good minions for his ability in this particular matchup. Again, X-Mansion. Losing X-Mansion turn 1 really hurts our Mutant Educations here, unfortunately. Because we could have done both Mutant Education and Creole Charmer. But we'll confuse Ultron. It's going to add quite a bit of scheme, but I think we are okay. We're in a good spot here. Might even take the second drone instead of the threat. Oh, okay. Professor X, X-Mansion, Creole Charmer, Mutant Education, Staff. This is all very good. Okay, 2 threat on the main. Let's see how many activations he has left. Do we have any advances? We have 1 advance still. I think he's got only 2 Rage of Ultrons, if I believe. So our chances of hitting advance aren't that high, so let's give him the scheme. He's confused, drone adds 1, and counter card, second upgraded drones. This is not great. Okay, now we will start with Thief Extraordinaire. This is one reason why it can be beneficial to get some damage on Ultron early, is so that this card doesn't surge. They'll heal instead. But this is the way to remove threats. This one deals 1 damage to each friendly character, which isn't great. But I think it's better than a surge at the moment. So we'll take 1 off the side scheme. And then we can have Banshee take 3 off the side scheme. And then Storm can move 2 threat to the side scheme and remove the rest of it with mission training. Marvel Girl will take out 2. And now we're in Creole Charmer range. Let's go ahead. We're not going to play Professor X this round, I don't think. Let's go ahead and get him in the shuffle. Get X-Mansion out here. X-Mansion can heal Storm for 1. We will Mutant Education. And we usually want to get back our Molecular Accelerations and Creole Charmers. I think in this case we will get back Creole Charmer and Rogue, because she is going to be free, so that's better than a double. And draw a card. And we will spend 2 for Creole Charmer to get rid of that side scheme and confuse. We can Cerebro the entire deck to get Rogue back. And then we will play her for free. Whoop, come on. And we will mission training her from the deck if possible. And this is where it would have been a good idea to pick the other card here, Repair Sequence, because Rogue is not having enough attack to defeat this 3 hit point drone. But if I had put 2 damage on Ultron and picked the other card, then we would just be getting him healing 2 instead of dealing 1 to each enemy. So I think for now, Rogue will just put 2 damage on the drone. Lose her tough. I think we're okay. 1, 2, 3 on the main. Ultron is confused. Drone schemes for 1. Deal 1 damage to each character I control. That means Marvel Girl goes away. And 1 onto Rogue. Okay. We do have Dazzler, so we do have another Confuse still. Might be a good idea to start clearing out some of those environments. Let's see what Thief Extraordinaire gets us. Advance, Master Plan. So this will be the encounter card. What side schemes are left? Probably the one that gives double drone minions. Yeah, Ultron's Imperative is still in there. And the under attack one. Under attack side scheme is not bad. That's just going to come in with 5 threat. The drone one is not great. Getting 2, 3 hit point drones. So we're actually going to just let him scheme here, because he's not going to have a lot of threat anyways. No reason to complicate the board that much. We'll have Rogue take out this drone for 2. Let's go ahead and use 2 charged cards and Strength for Dazzler. Go ahead and confuse him. And you see this deck isn't really about winning fast, but it is going to be completely controlling the villain. We may as well heal Storm. We should Danger Room Dazzler as well. So we will at least be able to deal some good damage with 3 2-attack allies. And let's go ahead and get down the Thieves Guild. I'd really like to see X-Jet in the coming hands, if it's still in the deck, so that we can start maybe working on these drones. X-Jet plus Molecular Acceleration will clear out one of those. Ready up. 6 cards. There's the Jet. 1, 2, 3 on the main. Confused. Scheming for 2 plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7. Okay, we're going to start with Thief Extraordinaire, as always. Triple boost, 0 boost. Triple boost is great here, but if we're going to leave this as his encounter card, I would rather have the side scheme. And we will remove 3 with Dazzler. Let's use X-Jet and charged card to get out Forge. And we'll overwrite Dazzler, because I think we're going to get Utopia out. And she's a Confuse that's valuable back on our deck. Forge will get us back X-Jet. He will clear 1 threat. Let's go ahead and Cerebro, maybe. Weapon X won't hit us our doubles. So we might save X-Jet for next turn, because we're not planning on flipping up anyways. We got a nice encounter card stacked here. Let's go ahead and Weapon X and Utopia. Or let's see, what allies are in the deck? If I hit one, am I okay with using as a resource? I don't know if there's any left. Let's just check with Cerebro. Okay, we do have a double coming up. Danger Room could have mission training Forge. I think that's good, just to get mission training out of the deck. Because the response is after you discard for the ally limit. So yeah, let's stick with our plan here. Here's some for Creole Charmer. Unfortunately, even need to thwart because we had Thieves Guild to thwart. So he's still ready. Creole Charmer will clear the main and confuse. Forge can go ahead and ping Ultron for 1. Rogue can ping him for 2. Storm can ping him for 2. X-Mansion will heal Storm. And we'll hold the X-Jet. So we know this is going to be our extra card. We got 2 cards here. Draw 2. 1, 2, 3 on the main. Confused. Gang up will surge. Shadow of the Past. We're going to have Belladonna, who quick strikes and whiffs. This is going to come in with 4. And this is actually great for us because now we have another weak side scheme for Master Plan, some weak minions in the deck. And this one, because we're not in hero form, we have to choose the 2-threat. Okay. A lot of decisions here. And let's go ahead and play that X-Jet we were talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4 X-Jet. We can go ahead and heal Storm again. And Storm will move 2-threat from the Crisis to the side scheme and then clear with her Thwart. And that's going to open us up to use Thief Extraordinaire on the main scheme. Okay, well, we definitely don't want the deal 1 damage to each character you control. We won't be confusing this turn, so this is going to be the boost card. Cerebro can search the top 5. Ooh, Marvel Girl. Yes. Marvel Girl is great here. Let's have Forge go ahead and thwart 2 somewhere. We're going to leave Belladonna alive. Let's do 2 off the side scheme. Rogue will take 3 off the main. Because once we get charged card, Belladonna will just take 1 hit. And maybe we don't even play Marvel Girl here, because we want to get rid of one of those attachments. I guess we'll throw Natural Agility back in for that Mutant Education we just played. And draw 1. Long shot. She's elite though. Still let us hold Marvel Girl if we want to. Forgot Thieves Guild again, but this is just, it's better usually to Thief Extraordinaire without the intent of hitting Thieves Guild, just because the information is usually better than the card draw. We will flip up. We'll spend a hero action, spending 1 of each resource type to get rid of 1 of these drone environments. Give ourselves a charge counter. Or you know what? We had X-Jet. So we could have Unit Education again, but there's nothing in there. So X-Jet will go unused. If we had 1 more resource, we could get rid of the other one as well. Okay. We'll hold Marvel Girl. Actually, no. Let's have her. We need to start digging for confuses. Okay. We did get it confused and Utopia, and we'll be able to play both, I think. So 2 on the main. We'll take 2 more on the main. Ultron will give himself a drone. We're gonna block this with Forge. Okay. So Forge goes away. We're gonna block Belladonna with Gambit. So Guild Armor will ready us. Yep, she did not attack or defeat a character. And then the drone is swinging for 2. I think we take it. We take that. And then our encounter card. We get another drone. Okay. Well, I really want to get Professor X after we play Utopia, I think, so that we can ready Thief Extraordinaire. We also have charged card for Belladonna. Let's go ahead and get this. So maybe we're not playing Utopia. Maybe we play charged card, get rid of Belladonna, and Professor X. I like that a lot. Let's do that. So 2 for charged card. We may as well spend the max counters. So it's hitting for 7, which with ranged, piercing, and overkill. So 2 overkill onto Ultron. X-Jet. Maybe we see what Cerebro gets first before we X-Jet. Was there really a reason to? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think we're going to Cerebro this turn, unless we want to hold something for next turn. But we do want a Danger Room Professor X. So we'll play him in Alter Ego. Mission Training is in our discard. We have Banshee and Blindfold left. So Dazzler might be a drone. Okay. Professor X is confusing. And let's just have him clear the main entirely. We'll go ahead and Thief Extraordinaire. A 1 and a 1. Another attachment. This one is the worst attachment. Retaliate and +1 attack don't matter to us too much, but the giving him a tough status every time he takes damage is going to slow us down a lot. We'll Thieves Guild here. Let's have Storm take out one drone. Let's have Rogue take out the other drone. Oh, where's Dazzler at? She's not a drone. I think we'll X-Mansion to heal ourselves this turn. Okay. 1, 2 on the main, 2 more on the main, confused, attachment. And you can see this is a great turn to show off how strong this strategy is, because we knew exactly how much threat was coming on the main scheme. We knew exactly what was happening in step 2, the villain's confused, and we knew exactly what was happening in step 3. So it's almost like we just skipped the entire villain turn. Do have a Creole Charmer. We do have a Storm. And there's our Dazzler. So Dazzler is definitely coming out. And we will Mission Training her. I think she'll just take 3 off the main and get it confused. And then we're going to play Creole Charmer. No, we're not. We're going to Thief Extraordinaire. We don't need Creole Charmer. We have a 1 and a 2. So let's leave him the Guild Assassin, because that's going to whiff. We'll take 1 off of here, and we'll use Thieves Guild to clear that and draw 1 card. Okay, Mutant Education is going to be great here, because we can get back that Rogue for free. And who else is in there? No doubles. Both Creole Charmers in hand. We may as well get the Staff back. Staff could be playable if we draw it. Not draw it. Well, Royal Flush is looking great if we flip up. But I think I want to hold Creole Charmer and just keep the scenario under control. We can always see if we get to free Rogue. Blindfold. Rogue. Okay, well, free Rogue is good. We'll play her for free. She has tough. She won't mind the Retaliate as much because it pings her tough. She takes normal consequential. We'll X-Mansion to heal ourselves. I think we're going to let Storm go. Storm will attack 2 into Ultron, and the Retaliate will get her before the consequential. Let's have Rogue swing for 2 into Ultron. Loses the tough, takes a consequential. Maybe we just hold this entire hand. Plan on Creole Charmering and then flipping up for Royal Flush. Because we're only going to take 1 Retaliate, because this is all 1 attack. And that will pop him to the next stage. 1 upgraded drones isn't so bad, although he's going to get another hit point from his stage 3 and 2 more drones. Getting rid of this is also important for us. X-Jet plus Molecular gets rid of it. So yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to Royal Flush next turn. So we'll hold on to the rest. 1, 2, 3 coming on. He's confused. We get Guild Assassin as our encounter card. Quick Strike whiffs. And this is a measly 2 hit points. So now we will Thief Extraordinaire, but we're going to be setting the boost card for the round. Okay. We'll get rid of that. And we will draw one with Thieves Guild. So no Creole Charmer, but that's okay. We will get that back into the deck to play Weapon X. Heal ourselves for 1. Rogue can go ahead and take out the Guild Assassin. Dazzler can attack Ultron for 2. She takes Retaliate and Consequential. A little bit too slow to get her back in the deck. Let's Cerebro the last 2. Molecular and Staff. Okay. Well, we know that Molecular Acceleration and X-Jet takes out this. And then that leaves us with 3 resources for Blindfold. Or if we Weapon X, 4 resources for Banshee. And he will get Mission Trained. Weapon X is going to get us a double or staff, so let's go for it. Double. Okay. Well, Agility, Charged Card, and Molecular Acceleration for Banshee. Danger Room will get him a Mission Training. Last card in our deck is Staff. It's okay. We will flip up, get a charge counter, X-Jet, Molecular Acceleration. We'll remove this. Gets us another charge counter. Let's just have Banshee attack for 2. And he's going to take Retaliates and a Consequential. Blindfold will be discarded. We're going to get an extra encounter card because we're decking out. Okay. We're going to chump with Dazzler, I think. Ultron's getting a drone. And then he's attacking for 4, 5, and he heals 1 damage. So Dazzler is going to go back into our next shuffle, if we even get to that point. Oh, this Ultron drone would have been... Why is he face up? Oh, he was the boost card, so he doesn't heal any damage. This is our encounter card. Or no, he would be our encounter card from decking. So encounter card, this is the boost card. Okay, this is our second encounter card. So we did not heal. So we get this Ultron drone as an encounter card, and repair sequence. Now he heals 4 instead. Alright, well there is stuff to do now. We'll get ourselves a charge counter. We could exhaust and get rid of the other attachment. I don't know if it's that important to do so. Oh yeah, the drone would have attacked and we guild armored. Okay, Royal Flush is looking great. Yeah, I think we're going to Molecular Acceleration and X-Jet to play Royal Flush. We're going to get 1 from Molecular Acceleration, spend 3, and Royal Flush will refund us 1 after the attack. So it's going to be 3, 3, and 3. So let's put 3 onto this drone, 3 onto this drone, and then 3 onto Ultron. We want to take that Retaliate. Yeah, I think we're okay to take the Retaliate. He doesn't have the take no damage from his stage 3 yet, so we're okay. I want to play Staff and Mutant Education and flip down, but it is risky. We don't know what Weapon X or Cerebro are getting us yet. But let's do it. Let's flip. Look at the top 2. Oh wait, guard. We have to take out this drone and not attack Ultron. So this drone goes away, he gets another drone. We didn't take that Retaliate. Thief Extraordinaire, we'll look at the last card. It's 2 boost. So he is getting an acceleration. We take 2 off, 1 more for Thieves Guild. Wow, a game where we've gotten multiple draws off of Thieves Guild. It's very unordinary. We'll Mutant Education. What are we going to put back? Probably Molecular. Maybe Royal Flush. Start going for the game. I think we're in a good spot to start trying to win. Okay, Beat Cup. BCOP is great because if we get a drone minion on his stage 3, we can pop the drone before trying to do the damage. Let's Cerebro for something. Professor X is great here. And that changes everything. Now we can just Professor. We'll have Rogue take out the drone and go back in the shuffle for our next Mutant Education. Okay, here's 3 for Professor. You can either Ready Us or Confuse. I don't think the letting him scheme is that big of an issue here, but we may as well just do the Confuse instead of the Ready. Let's see, Banshee can swing. We should danger him, the Professor. Get that last mission training out of there. X Mansion will heal us. We'll play our staff, really thinning the deck out. Banshee will swing for 2 and take 2 back. Okay, we're in a very good spot. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the main. Ultron is confused, and we're gonna get a drone. Okay. Then let's, sorry about that, there's some lawn mowing happening. Okay, back to our turn. We can forge into Utopia. But let's Mutant Education, because we can get back Rogue, and I would love to draw a double here, and then Mutant Education that. Well, we got our free Rogue. Mission Training Rogue is great. Professor is gone. Yeah, we'll play Rogue, and we'll Mission Training her. No reason not to. Let's Thief Extraordinaire. 1 threat and a 2 threats. Let's see, Master Plan isn't so bad if it pulls Ultron's Imperative before we get him to stage 3, actually. So if we get Ultron's Imperative, and then it gets us the drones, we'll kill the drones with 1 less hit point than they would have if he was on stage 3. So let's go ahead and leave Master Plan on top. We'll take 1 threat off the main scheme, which is in Creole Charmer range. And we will Charged Card and Royal Flush for Creole Charmer. We're going to start fishing for that Ultron's Imperative. We'll heal Banshee for 1. Banshee will take out this drone. So both Royal Flushes are gone. So we're not going to be doing too much. We may as well Mutant Education them back, I guess. Draw 1. Oh. Spending another resource for Forge, huh? Cerebro. Maybe we can avoid it if we Cerebro. Okay. Grab Storm. And we can even Weapon X. Maybe we hit a double. Get both Forge and Cerebro. Or Forge and Utopia. Well, we can do it anyways without a double. Royal Flush and Charged Card for Forge. Forge will grab us Utopia. So our full build is pretty much out. X-Jet and Storm for Utopia. Is there anything that we haven't used? I guess Forge is a free damage on Ultron. Gets him down to 6, which is Royal Flush range. Go ahead and use Rogue, take 3 off the side. And Forge will ping 1 off Ultron and go away. This doesn't seem super important, but it does get us into Royal Flush territory, where 3 goes on him, or 6 goes on him, and then 3 goes on a drone. So 5 out, and then Confused, and then Master Plan. And if it's Ultron's Imperative, we're going to start pushing for game, I think. Nice to see both upgraded drones go away. Oh, you know what? There's a side scheme out. So that plan doesn't work because this is just going to add 4 threat here. Which is honestly not terrible. Alright. Let's go ahead and recover for 3. And then let's Weapon X and see what Weapon X hits us first. Royal Flush. So I think we will push him. Royal Flush is great. Alright. X-Jet and Energy will play Marvel Girl. And we will Danger Room Emission Training onto her. Oops. Okay. Cerebro. Okay. Blindfold out. So we know we're going to get a Creole Charmer next turn. Utopia to ready Gambit. Maybe we can even get rid of the Concussion Blasters. Do we have a second energy somewhere? I guess just these two. But we can still do that and play Royal Flush, so I like that line. I like that line a lot. Well, X Mansion to heal Banshee. Banshee and Rogue can combine to clear the side scheme. Marvel Girl can take 2 off the main. Sorry, 3 off the main. We'll flip up, exhaust, spend both moleculars to get rid of this. And with our action, we'll be at 9 charge counters. And we'll do 1, 2, and 3 for Royal Flush, 6 damage into Ultron. And when revealed, the player puts the top 2 cards of their deck into play face down as drone minions. So it's going to reshuffle. We're going to get 3 encounter cards this round, but we're so built, it's okay. And then the third Royal Flush will just take out that drone minion. This is looking good for us. 1, 2 on the main, 1, 2 more on the main. Ultron is attacking. We're going to block this with Banshee. Okay. The drone is attacking. We'll ping it with Staff. And we'll defend and ready. And we're going to get 3 encounter cards. But we're close to the win here. Under attack. Deal 3 damage to the hero, or 2 threat here. We do have Storm, so we'll put the 2 threat. Assassin's Guild. It's not doing much. Repair sequence. Ultron heals 2. He doesn't have any damage to heal, so it gets Surge into Vibranium Armor. And all of a sudden, the board is looking a little bit messy. Now we should only have 6, but then Royal Flush gave us 1 back. Okay. Gambit will take out the drone. Come on. Yes, okay. And then if we flip down, Thief Extraordinaire plus Thieves Guild does a bunch. Storm can clear this on her own. Marvel Girl and Rogue can take out a bunch. So we can at least get the threat back under control. And I would love to get this away. Yeah. Vibranium Armor is like Royal Flush, counter the card. So let's flip. Yeah, I'm not too worried about missing out on the charge counter here. I'd rather play both Storm and something else, really. If we get something from Weapon X or get something from Cerebro, we'll Danger Room Storm. Our deck is so thin. And then Storm will move 2 threat from the Crisis scheme to the Acceleration scheme, and then remove 3. Utopia readied us, right? Cerebro can search the whole deck. Let's go ahead and do that. Professor X is definitely the move, or Dazzler. Let's go with Dazzler because she's got that 2 attack. So X-Jet, charged card, and Molecular Acceleration for Dazzler. We are getting the lock this turn, so Confuse here. We will Thief Extraordinaire. If we get a 1 boost, we'll just clear that. Okay, Shadows is just going to surge. Assault is just going to surge. So we may as well pick the 2 boost. Hit the main. Thieves Guild will hit the main for 1 more. Rogue will clear the main. Dazzler will clear this side scheme. And then Marvel Girl will leave this for a future Creole Charmer. I don't think we need to weapon X. X Mansion will heal Rogue. And that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the main. Confused. Assault is going to surge. Invasive AI. Discard the top 3 cards of our deck. Alright, we did get Royal Flush, so that's a third of the damage. If we can also get rid of this. We do have the 2 physical for it. Could potentially Royal Flush and charged card. That seems good to me. Let's see what Cerebro gets us. What's left in the deck for Cerebro here? Blindfold is a physical. As do we play her to trigger Utopia on something? Dazzler should be ready. So we could do Thief Extraordinaire and hit and exhaust for this. Maybe we draw 1 off Thieves Guild. We can always draw off Weapon X if we need to. So let's go ahead and Thief Extraordinaire. If we hit a 2 boost, we're clearing something. We did hit a 2 boost. Not too worried about this. So I'll go ahead and take 2 there. Thieves Guild will take 1. And we will draw a card. Okay. Let's have Marvel Girl clear this side scheme. Dazzler will take 2 off the main. Rogue will take 3 off the main. I think we're going to overwrite Dazzler here. Yep. Okay. Long shot and energy for Blindfold is going to ready us. We're going to get to maybe even replace this Android efficiency with something that's better for us. Or get rid of the assault. Dealing 1 damage to everything kind of sucks. I'm not too worried about him attacking, because he's not getting a drone every time. We have plenty of blocks. Make this a boost, make this the encounter card. Let's do it. We don't really want him to get extra drones, is the issue. It's going to slow us down immensely. X Mansion to heal Rogue. Although, I think we're almost winning, so let's just heal ourselves. Danger Room should have gotten... there's all the mission trainings out here. May as well Weapon X with that extra health. See what we get. Natural Agility. Flip up. Get a charge counter. Exhaust. and ditch 2 physical to get rid of vibranium armor. And then X-Jet. Oh, maybe we hold the natural agility for next turn, and we have all the blocks we need. So here's 3 for Royal Flush. We're going to spend 3. We're going to get 1 back, and that is going to get him down to 18. And Blindfold will leave out. Alright. Extra encounter card. That might be the Assault, actually. That's fun. 4. He is attacking. We'll first ping a damage with the staff, then we'll defend with Gambit and use natural agility to get a charge counter. And he's swinging for 4. We're going to deal 1 damage to each character. But because we took no damage, Guild Armor. Assault. We're going to block this one with Blindfold. We are in such a good spot here. And then Assassination Attempt is just going to get us a quick striking assassin. Okay. The assassin is going to quick strike for 2. Wow, no Royal Flush, huh? That's unfortunate. So Rogue will take out the assassin. Storm will punch Ultron for 2. Gambit will punch Ultron for 2. 8th counter. We will flip. Let's Cerebro our deck. Professor X is good here. Okay, Marvel Girl will hit Ultron for 1 and go away. And then we can use Energy and Molecular Acceleration for Professor X, give him the mission training that was on Marvel Girl. He will ready us with Utopia, confuse Ultron. We will Thief Extraordinaire instead of recovering. Let's give him an advance. So that takes 2 off. Professor X will clear the rest of it. Thieves Guild wouldn't have done anything here. And we need to maximize our chances of getting that other Royal Flush. So let's Weapon X. Charge card is okay. There is another Concussive Blast in the deck, so we will heal Rogue. I don't think we need the rest of this. So let's pitch it all and hope to get 1 or 2 Royal Flushes. I'd like to get 2, and that will just end the game. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4 threat on the main. He's confused, schemes for 2 plus 1. We did get 1 Royal Flush and a charged card, so that's 9 and 7, that's 16. That is going to win. And I don't even think we need to... Well, we may as well clear everything, just to say we did. Oops. Storm is not in my hand. Thief Extraordinaire. Try to clear that last threat. We do. And then expansion, heal ourselves. Cerebro, search the top 5. Weapon X. Okay. Flipping up. And we'll just win the game here. So 3 for Royal Flush. That's going to be 9. So we spent 3. We get 1 back. We get 1 more from our action. And then we'll spend 2 on charged card. And that is the game. So if you have any questions, if you saw any misplays, or anywhere I could have played better, let me know. If you want to keep seeing content like this, if this was helpful, if you feel like you learned anything about how to play Gambit, how to play against Ultron, please leave me any feedback that you have, and have a great time playing Marvel Champions.